Hello, everybody. How are we doing? Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the European League. It's our second day of round 4. So everything in round 4 will finish today, apart from there is actually freaking fly just literally flew in like the second I started casting. Bro, just get out. Yeah. Skillets and Maxbacks will not play today. They'll play during EWC, and we'll have the result of that uploaded so that we can have round 5 drawn, basically. So that's what we're looking at. That's what's going on. It's going to take place. So yeah, we'll cast some games, see what happens. Let's get to it. All right, we're gonna start the day off with Fant versus BabyMarine. So we got 5 best of 3s today, is what I was trying to get at eventually. I'm just being very slow about getting there. But yeah, we've got 5 best of 3s coming up, so without further ado, let's go into Tokamak and host on into BabyMarine versus Fant, our opening game of the day. A bit of an interesting day. I think we've got, first of all, Fant and BabyMarine are both 0-3 players. We've got a couple of 0-3 matches in general to start this, and then Mixu is 1-2, but he plays 0-3 Hydra. Some matches where players are really kind of more playing for prize money, and just the individual winning the series gives them prize money right now. And then we move on through to a couple of the matches which are a little bit more important at the 2-1 kind of scoreline, 1-2 scoreline as well, which obviously are going to dictate a lot of which players may be able to continue really fighting for the tournament playoffs, and who may have to just face the fact that round 5 for them will be a money match. So without any further ado, we are into the bottom left-hand corner of the map with the red Terran player to start us off. This is going to be BabyMarine. When we came into European League and started this off, obviously we had all the hype behind BabyMarine because he was coming off that round of 8 at Home Story Cup, and it's just... No, he's giving us good games, I think is what we've got to, keep in mind. He's given us good games, it's just not been the results he's obviously been looking for, as he's now 0-3. Taking on a Fant who I actually feel like has probably had potential to be better than this as well. I think everyone in this tournament, I don't think anyone in this tournament was really expected, like, yep, they're going 0-3. The tournament's competitive. I mean, BabyMarine got here by losing a Max Packs, then Showtime to begin with as well, which is not exactly an easy route for him to have gone through to end up down here. Then he lost to Geralt too. Honestly, BabyMarine's like 3 players in a row might be combined the most difficult trio of players anyone's played in this event. Max Pack, Showtime, then Geralt is definitely pretty brutal. He had a opportunity for sure against Geralt as well, but it slipped away from him. Couldn't quite close some of those games out. Geralt is so good at keeping those games alive and kicking when everything else seems to be hitting the fan, so... Anyway, some TVZ for us here to start off the day. Overlord heading down to the bottom left side, looking for a little bit of scouting info. racks in the command center coming up, and just seen the refinery coming through too. A couple of queens and zerglings continue to produce for a couple of moments. And yeah, CC building, barracks building up. A couple more queenslings and the drones all continuing out as well. How's the Overlord going to get to the bottom left and check in to see a bit of what's going on? So CC is going to get that finished. Couple of orbitals will morph in, and that CC first is going to give us that nice little strong starting point in terms of eco. Kind of was building a spine crawler there. Huh. Wonder why. I wonder if he just saw no Reaper and he was afraid of a proxy. I actually have no idea. He was building a spine, right? Definitely a little bit of a strange one. WardiBot's not working. Hang on, guys. Let me fix WardiBot for you all. Try giving it an exclamation mark B now. You should get the bracket range. WardiBot just had a little offline moment apparently, so just needed to turn it back on. A couple of lings are going to dance around. There is obviously that Marine there, which is putting some pressure up as well. And as we do have a couple of lings actually going to get across, hit the SEV a couple of times too. Now the Marine going to help push the Zergling away and out of here. Getting that pushed out in the other direction. So away we go on that one. Again, the Hellion on the way up. Factory and the CC continue to come through. Also, Roach drone, hatchery, a couple of drones, all on production. And we just have the extractor finishing up on the natural. Third hatchery coming online as well. Not really much else to say just yet. We are obviously playing with the CC first. Pretty passive, but then we're actually going to go double factory behind this as well. So double factory in production, one already up, so we're going to go mech. So BabyMarine going to mech it up right off the bat as well. Like, this is not like mech hidden behind something. This is just straight 3cc straight into mech, no messing around. He even goes factories before gases, which is super uncommon. Makes me feel like this is like a blue flame mass Hellion build. Because you don't really have the gas to invest too much into mech units right now. Oh, he's going to go Magfield. I mean, honestly, Blue Flame Hellions en masse would have been kind of crazy. Still kind of crazy not to see a second kind of natural expansion worth of gas coming online, though, right? To me, this feels a little cray-cray, but maybe we'll see something in the long run, which I'm just not thinking of. But yeah, I mean, yes, still going to be fairly Hellion heavy, but maybe he's got some gas banked up as well. I suppose we shall see. What's up? Thank you so much, Booglek. Thank you for coming in with a prime sub. Starting the day off right. Appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. As I just have, again, those couple cyclones coming up. The Magfield coming on in. Purchase join. Queen gathers. +1 missiles and the Ling speed continue to come about. We do see a few roaches heading around the bottom side as well. Again, Philippe Magniter, Magfield Accelerator continue to come through. 2 more Cyclones about to pop, and Depot is still going down. But in the first road to show up, there's a Cyclone here, right? And another one building, so I don't think they should really do much. Maybe a couple of SCVs die. They have Hellions across the map, and in theory, there shouldn't be much defense for Fant because, well, the few roaches he built ran across the map. He gets 6 SCVs, which is pretty crazy. Queen does get the block off there, which is important. All the roaches were out on the front, so that would have been very good. Let's just have the few Hellions escaping off to the side. Get another creep teamer. Now the Hellion Cyclone grabs up to the right side as well. Going to lock onto an Overlord. And make some progress through. Again, good block from the Queens. Going to stop the Hellions on the left getting in. And for now, BabyMarine will not be able to break the pressure just yet. Who else is playing today? We've got, after this, Mixu versus Hydra. We've got Yakov versus Jumi. Fant down the line. Art versus Geralt. And Mana vs. Goblin, I believe, are all 5 of our best of 3s. Again, the Skillers Max Packs game, guys, will not be today. Skillers is on vacation. Skillers went on vacation before this round started, and the game matches were known, so he couldn't pre-play. So Skillers will play with Max Packs during EWC, and we'll get that sorted out once we get back from EWC next in a week and a half. Okay, Cyclones continue to go huge. 7 drones now going down, 8 drones going down. Damage being dealt. As the Cyclones kite back, a few of the Zerglings still dropping. More Roaches dropping down as well. Still got those Roaches stepping up. +1 missiles, the Burrow upgrade continuing to build at the Roach speed on as well. Well, Roach is going to be there, pushing those Hellions back over the left side. Hatchery. Taking a couple nipples from said Hellions. And otherwise, just going to be seeing the melee and that roach speed coming up and online as well. So just bringing the upgrades all into play for now. And then that armory coming up from BabyMarine, the Hellions and Cyclones come through, the CC builds up as well. That is, at 58 drones, kind of just massing up units right now. I mean, I understand his 4th base is about to finish and hasn't been ready yet to saturate, but surely, if this was not going to be an aggressive attack, he should start building some drones now, right? Like, that 4th base is going to finish. That is going to be done here. That is going to be something to keep in mind, so it does feel a little sketchy not having that come through as the Hellion Cyclone moves up toward the top. Locks on, gets rid of a drone. Cyclones will continue to lock onto the hatchery. For a few moments, single roach stepping down this ramp. And we'll see the Lings and Roaches coming in from 2 different sides. The Roach Ravager will try and get a jump onto this army. Not quite going to get there as the hatchery will try and come through. Those Roaches are going to get this trapped in the corner. And that is going to be a cleanup. That's actually scary for BabyMarine because I feel like Fant right now has a lot of units and he's going to go across the map and make the most of this in the next couple of moments, basically. So I think we're going to go and get across. I mean, this does feel bad, right? I mean, BabyMarine, this is one of those moments where you would love to have a couple tanks already out. He doesn't have any. Their first ones are popping now, so I'll get those sieged up. He lost a lot of the buffer as well, with those units getting caught on the other side of the map, and I think fair to say that we're definitely in a little bit of a concerning position right now as Lings try and slide through into the mineral line. We have the Roach Ravager looking to chase as well. A couple of tanks putting some work in onto the Roaches. Tanks going down, 12 SCVs, 13 SCVs falling. Going to be seeing the Cyclones continue to fight, and that is going to be, for now, a very good start for Fant. I mean, this is looking pretty terrible. 1 tank, 2 tanks in the natural, but I mean, your entire 3rd base is dead. So Fant's looking very good. Should he run into the natural, into the tanks? Probably not. Is it going to be really bad for him if he does? No. Like, he might lose this army, but he's killing a lot of workers. So I actually think he can rebuild out of this very comfortably no matter what here. I do not think that is going to be a continued issue as the Roach Ravager still settles down. The SCVs join up. A little bit of a Hellion Cyclone continue to come across. Let's just see the orbital going to re-land itself over on the right side. And yeah, those Roaches continue to put some work in. 51 dead SCVs. This is where maybe reinforcing gets a little bit bad for you because Cyclone's actually extremely efficient against kind of straggling units. So maybe this is where you should probably stop as Fant and actually gather a few more units up all at once to hit again. I mean, it's hard to really pick any sort of a... it's hard to kind of pick any sort of real negative right now because realistically, Fant is in a super good position. So BabyMarine not looking too hot in this opening game of the day. Pulling down the double mule onto that mineral line. Well, coming up, Banshee still in production, the Cyclone added on as well. You see the few Roaches here just picking their way through this set of rocks. The Ravagers will also be there to try and help with this exact same thing. Cyclone's locking on, the Roach Ravager continues to come through. This is just going to be the army of Fant still. I mean, again, realistically, should just be able to go. I don't think the Banshee would do enough. You know, it would obviously do more if it didn't get itself corrosive biled. I don't think it would have done enough overtime anyway. I mean, it's the right idea to build a few Banshees, but this is why if you do go battle mech, playing into the Banshees early is so good as well. It stops this purely Roach Ravager aggression from ever doing too much, because buildable Banshees here would have been very good at obviously holding off and keeping BabyMarine alive. That could have maybe been quite neat as BabyMarine still not going to get a map win in this event. Not in map number 1 here against Fant. Definitely the easiest opponent he's had in this event after 3 rounds going into this 4th round now, but still struggling. As Fant obviously looking to get his first series win on the board today. If he can take this momentum from game 1 and carry it through to game 2, we'll find out obviously fairly shortly as the Cyclones chase. Roach Ravager gets pushed. We will have the scan. Not doing too much. Those couple of Ravagers burrowed up and the army of Roaches escaping away up to the top right. Sling Roach Ravager producing on up. Cyclone's going to come around to the top. Purchase chasing, Cyclone's taking shots, GG, Fant takes game number 1 of the best of 3. That will be that. Alright, we're going to game number 2. I'm just going to be on ley lines. We'll get everyone invited in, give me a sec. And we'll get ready to go. Alright, ley lines for map number 2. Let's get it going. In the WardiTV European League Round 4. Last few matches before we figure out a lot of the excitement that will happen in Round 5, because obviously Round 5 will be a lot of matches where the winners advance to playoffs and the losers are not going to make playoffs and so on as well, so there'll be a lot more drama to have there for sure. Bottom left-hand side, red Terran player is going to be BabyMarine. Taking on the yellow Zerg in the upper right corner of the map, it is Fant. Game 2 of our series as we get set up and ready to roll. Racks and a gas on the way, low ground barracks, so BabyMarine maybe looking for some multi-racks or Reaper here to kick this one off. Get this rolling. Racks 2 will come down. So we get that set up already, get that underway. Not a bad start at all. Alright, well. Have ourselves a moment of just, again, Reaper on the way out. Second and third barracks building. So 3 racks Reaper, very committed from BabyMarine. Let's see how well he can do here. See what Fant does as well. Obviously, dealing with 3 racks Reaper. Some people like to just roach attack into it. Some people like to just try and defend it with the lings. There are definitely a few different routes of, handling something along these lines. So, like I say, we'll see what we get into here. We'll see what our plan kind of becomes. There's currently just this Reaper going across the map, but there is more to come as Barracks 3 is about to finish, and those numbers will absolutely continue to grow over the next little bit. So, we're heading into the natural expansion. And a couple of Reapers on the way, Ling speed coming up. The Reaper will go pinging away at a couple of those Zerglings. Queen just chases, and again the Reaper will be hunted as well. Second Reaper showing up. Grenade goes down. Queens gonna get bopped a little bit. Another grenade. Gonna keep pushing the Queens back a little. Another Queen back, coming back the other side. See those Reapers still gathering as the Zerglings thinking about what they'd like to do. The Creep Humor is gonna go down, so that is gonna be a nice catch now. We have, well, I guess we lost a Reaper, right? So, it was a nice catch until the Reaper went down. Yep, that's not looking as good anymore. It's all about, momentum and pressure, and losing some of that straight away by just losing a Reaper that does not need to die is obviously going to put you a little bit kind of not where you want to be. The Zerglings there going to get another Reaper kill, by the way. This has turned into a hot disaster for BabyMarine, who, he's going to be stopped from doing anything with the 3 racks. I mean, Fant is building the 3rd hatchery completely unoppressed. This is not how it's meant to be. Like, this hatchery should be delayed at the very least, so he should be getting some damage done, and currently nothing happening. We're still building Reapers as well, which, yeah, I mean, Engineering Bay coming up. Are we just going to keep building Reapers? Are we going to try and go full U-Thermal? Is that our game plan right now? I An extra barracks kind of suggests that maybe it will be. We are just going to build Reapers forever. As the Zerglings attack, they see the Reapers, so they should just back off. Realistically, as Fant, you just want to, you know, make sure you've got enough units to defend, but realistically, just don't get aggressive into these Reapers, because getting aggressive into them gives them a huge opportunity to really trade extremely well, so you want to try and avoid that at all costs. Feeling's looking for the counterattack. It could be huge as well. Just going to get straight into the natural. That's all those SCVs going down, most likely. Because, oh, there's no wall off into the main either. Uh-oh. We are in trouble, as BabyMarine will try and do something, but he's going to lose a ton of workers. And he's going to be seen going into 4th and 5th barracks. So now as Fant, you should drop a Rotron and just say, cool, all I've got to do is be defensive and not let Reapers kind of completely, you know, ruin my game. These Lings obviously are going to do everything that they can. I don't even think they should run away, really. Yeah, I mean, maybe they wouldn't have gotten many more SCVs, but I actually think they could have stuck around a little bit. Reaper's going to get them caught anyway, like there's no way out over here, so I think just fighting in the main base might have been the better choice. Either way, it's still been a very good run by, and you know exactly what your opponent is doing. We cancel the barracks as BabyMarine, he tries to recover, he's just going to pull the SCVs. You know what, honestly, I don't even hate it. Like, you're genuinely in trouble, you're not in a good place. Doing something crazy like cancel the barracks and pull the SCVs and just being more aggressive even more quickly might just be your best option. It might be your only option, you know? The longer this game goes, that's for sure, the better Fant is going to be feeling about it. So, get in right now, do something about it. We've got some Marines building that are going to try and defend the wall off. So we defend with that, and otherwise you'll see the Zerglings pulling back a little further. Here you go, all we need is a surround, and the Reapers are caught. GG is called, and Fant takes a 2-0 as BabyMarine just faces disaster in back-to-back games. Taking on Fant right there. GG. Alrighty. So that's our first use of the day. We're wrapped up kind of just like that, to be honest. Not much else to add on there. Let me poke our players and find everyone we need the next round. Cool. And guys, throw some ads on. Take a moment to get ready into Mixu versus Hydra, some ZVP. So again, we're going to go Mixu versus Hydra ZVP, Geralt Art PvP, Goblin Mana also PvP, and then we're going to end the day on some more ZVP with Jumi versus young Yakov. So that's the ordering of things. We're a few minutes ahead of schedule, so hopefully everyone just shows up shortly. Right now we have neither of the players. It's always exciting, isn't it? When nobody's here. It's freaking warm today. Really freaking warm. It's a classic. Ay. You know, everybody wants an opportunity to have tournaments for them. But then I run a tournament that invites more people than usual. And then everyone wants to play, not at the time they're meant to play. Apparently Mixu and Hydra are playing already. They're pre-playing. But I had no idea. Love it. Great, alright. Let's get into it then. Just gonna have to invite everyone in. We've got the game 1 replay sent to us as they are fresh out of game 1, guys. Bonkers. Let's hop into Thailand then. So this is literally being just played, so there's going to be another replay, guys, but this one's just being played. Hopefully game 2 isn't very long, otherwise we're going to be sat wait. As we go into the top left side of the map, to begin with, the red Protoss player is Hydra. Currently 0-3, unfortunately. Obviously, there are 3 players at 0-3 in round 4, which means that for the first time in the tournament, we have a match where someone gets kind of up-paired and someone gets down-paired. So Hydra gets up-paired into a 1-2 player, Mixu getting down-paired into the 0-3 player. See if Hydra can find a way to get his first match win of the tournament. We'll see if Mixu... I mean, Mixu winning this would be huge. He gets to 2-2, gets to play for a chance to play the playoffs in a couple of weeks' time, so it'd be absolutely huge if he was able to pull that off. Let's just get set up and wait to see what is going to happen. Sorry guys, I'm actually just melting in my room. I have the window where... Oh, I've got a fan! So dumb, I've literally got a fan next to me I can turn on. But I'm smart. It's gonna help so much. Oh, the remote fell on the floor. It's a tough life, hang on. Ah. Alright. Hopefully slightly cooled down Wardy as we get into the second match of the day. Overlord coming in to check at the front. Sniper Core coming online. Nexus as well. A couple of Queenslings. Drone and the Overlord. Everything being brought through for the moment as we just have a few moments of getting settled here. And 2 Queens, 2 Lings, 2 drones. Just a little bit of everything coming up right now. Nothing too crazy. You see a couple of drones already transferring across over to that left-hand side, so they're going to get moving along for a little bit as well. And yeah, Nexus is about to finish. Stargate on the way. The Zergling Speed building on the spawning pool. That Stargate builds up from Hydra up in the main base as well, so just going to get that straight underway already. As the hatchery comes down, the adept will fly. Just a light bit of pressure. Mixu has that link speed about halfway done. And the Stargate about to complete. Couple dronies on the way through. Adept will go after those first couple of workers, so a little bit of damage being dealt already. Adept going after the drone. It's just continuing through as again link speed comes up as well. We get the drones and the queen on the way out. And these adepts have not really been able to do too much right off the bat. It's going to be a Stargate opening, but obviously good for Mixu to not take too much damage early. Means we're going to be in a nice cozy position where we're going to be feeling okay about the early stages of this. And the link speed about to finish. There's hatchery done in a few moments as well. Oracle just chilling in the main base. Second Oracle starting. We get the little energy overcharge onto the Oracle as well. Just going to push that back over. Warp Gate is still coming by. Nexus and the Gate coming up as well. Bringing that down toward the bottom right corner of the map. So, bringing that straight across here currently. Again, the Oracle and the Warp Gate continues to come through. Just have the Queen going to be there. The Oracle gets turned around already. Just have the Oracle activating. Just the couple of units in production. 6 drones continuing about. That's why I cancel the Gateway. Just both on the way. Oracle still held back for another couple moments. Extra gates coming online. So we actually do have a bunch of extra gates early, then the Twilight Council. So there is interest as to maybe what that leads it into. Maybe just this feels like maybe more adepts and glaives. See very shortly what comes up on the Twilight Council. Mixu, in retaliation, is just going for his lair. I say retaliation. It's not really been anything to retaliate to, but his own game is going to bring him towards the lair. I mean, it's a Stargate opening, so you can play again with the lair, even if you're going up against Glaives, as the Rocheron drops down. A couple oracles. Continue across. Got that revelation down. A couple of those creep tumors being picked off and cleaned out. The creep tumor picked off again. The queen's going to be right there. Oracle getting pushed away. And the robo facility continue to come up as we speak. So robo starting, forge starting. Get that underway as again the oracles just gather. Single circling on the watchtower for a moment or two. We will have ourselves the game continuing to sell. Extra adepts warping on in. So this is where it's going to get exciting, as Mixu's roaches will be stacking up in numbers, looking to deal with these adepts as quickly and as cleanly as possible. So those oracles gather up, a little revelation on some of the creep tumors. There go the adepts on their first little shade forward already, so going to try and make it through the natural toward the main base. Going to actually commit already. Adepts going to step up. Glaives isn't done yet, which is not ideal because these adepts are less effective than they should be. Evo Chamber blocking. Like, we're going to lose multiple adepts before Glaives is done, so this was not a good shade in the slightest. Now Glaives is going to be finished. This is the first time the adepts have attacked Glaives on these couple of lings that run over. Another good block, going to make it difficult for the adepts to get to the actual mineral line that you need to get to here, and Mixu's defense so far is looking pretty darn good. Not really letting any of these adepts get anything done, and I mean, how many workers is he going to lose to? He's lost 6 in the game. He's killed all the adepts. He's killed one of the oracles. I'd say Mixu looks at this coming out and says, yeah, I'm actually very okay with how this went down. I think he's going to be very okay with how this has ended up as the roaches continue across over to the far left-hand side. Overlords still producing +1 missiles and a roach speed coming up as well. Roach take a little journey up to the 12 o'clock. Roach speed. Missile upgrade coming about right now. We have the Roach Ravager building through. The Zerglings coming up as well. And Roach ready's just a little attack in. A couple of adepts are going to get caught. Knock those down with ease. And well, Immortal Sentry going to take a chance to step across. The Roach is going to get chased. Good force fields. Those roaches get knocked down immediately, so they get taken away. A few lings is going to get into the mineral line here. They're going to go after a few of the probes. Nice little run by as well as, well, Mixu's still going to be aggressive, still stepping forward with this Roach Ravager. Still feels like he can get something done, which I don't necessarily disagree with, right? +1 attack about to be done on the Forge. The Oracle activating a few of those roaches, taking hits once more. A couple of force fields drop down. Model gets caught. The extra roach is going to come in around the other side. More shots going about. The Roach Ravager gets turned back once again. Hydra pushing back through the center of the map currently. It's just pushing back the other way. The Oracle will finish off that Roach, taking that down. A couple of corrosive vials. The Adepts and the Immortals dodging out over to the side. We have a few sentries just nibbling up at the Overlord as well. So we'll be trying to take that out also here, as we just have the Stalkers joining with everything else, and we push straight down the bottom. Nice couple of force fields already coming down, looking to threaten some of this Roach Ravager. Couple extra force fields as well. We have the Adept stepping away, corrosive vials breaking through. This looks very comfortable for Mixu, who pulls back to let the Bane smash into the Adepts and a couple of sentries. Prism cancels the warp in to dodge vials that weren't even a good enough number for the kill. I actually think that warp in could have gone off, although I'm not sure if it would have really made much difference, all said and done, to be honest. So, GG's on that game one. There we go. Alright, we'll hop into game 2 in a second. Talking back for our second game here. Get this hosted up and ready to rumble. Have to invite everyone again. Awesome. Need a good Terran game. Do we have a single Terran play today? I think everything today. Well, we had BabyMarine play. I think he was the only Terran we had. Yeah, it's not looking good. You're a Terran looking for games today. Alright, what's up? Deadly Donkey Kitten. Fantastic name. So thanks for the work you do. Thank you so much for the 9-month resub. I appreciate it. Thanks so much for resubscribing and supporting the channel. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Alright, let's hop in to our next game. We have in the top right-hand side the red Protoss player. This is Hydra. Down a game against the blue Zerg in the bottom left. It is Mixu. And a little bit of a shorter stream today, guys. We only have 5 best of 3s instead of the usual 6 for the European League. And kind of hoping we start seeing some longer games because we're kind of speeding already. Yeah, I guess we're not super speeding. Like, it's not like we've had like 3-minute games. I'm just kind of keeping an eye on things and where we're at and where we want to be. So a couple of things to think on. Would like to see. I'd like to see us, get forward a little bit, basically. So. The extractor drops down, punching the gas coming up. Maybe you're seeing the gateway coming about as well. Continue to bring that over. Having that gate finishing up again. Hatch, a couple of drones coming through for the next couple of moments. But yeah, we get that moving about. The Overlord continue to step up as well. Overlord makes his way across. Yeah, I mean... like I say, it didn't really make much sense to me either, but they did explain why neither of them were in the chat channel. Ay. We'll again push back. A couple of Lings still taking some damage. The Stalker firing some shots through, so Ling will continue to chip about for a couple of moments as well. And just to have the Adepts continue to come into play. Robo Facility coming online as well here from Hydra in the main base, so we get that up and running as the Chrono Boost continues through. We just continue to get this all rolling out. Dark Shrine will be the choice from Hydra. Let's see how that is going to go in the next few moments. And Link speed about to finish. The extra drones all building by. Just got ourselves the gates coming up. The Warp Gate coming through. Dark Shrine continuing to produce. We get that Dark Shrine added on in there. And yeah, Dark Shrine being brought in with those gates producing. The Prism coming online. Just get everything coming through very nicely for the moment. Drawing builds. And a couple queens gather up, a few drones mining away on the hatchery. Just got a couple moments here where we really do kind of chill out and Wait for the Dark Shrine to finish. This is going to be the DT drop, which dictates how well we do early here as Hydra and whether that's going to be good enough or not. Or if Mixu is going to get off to a decent start or so. Prism continue to move around. A couple of depths will be there. The Queen step up. And the Prism does begin its warping. 4 roaches on production. The 4 DTs warped in. They're going to go heading down to the bottom side as they're going to start swinging at the Queens. One Queen goes down. The Adepts there really are getting caught. With the DTs actually having a great time right now. 3 Queens going down at the moment. Drones wrapping around the Spore Crawler for a second. Wow, we actually get rid of all the Queens there. Prism gets out. This is not a bad start at all. You know, honestly, like, knocking down a bunch of the Queens definitely gives you a reasonable opportunity so far. There's a couple of additional Ravagers just morphing up. Roaches as well. Lair building. We just have the extra Zerglings of Mixu up to the 12 o'clock to try and hold tight. See what's going on. We've got a couple of Archons ready to jump into the Prism. They're going to start coming towards this Roach Ravage. Obviously, this is the next step of the DT drop. It turns into an Archon drop, which is very powerful, because you can just drop off and find, you know, infinite damage. I say infinite damage, maybe not infinite damage, but you can find a real good amount of damage. In theory, those Archons never die, and so you should always be able to keep poking away at something. Now, obviously, eventually, if it gets closer to the bases, the Queen defense can be good to push the Prism back and to stop too much from really happening. But as you can see at the moment, we're just kind of fighting out the front and honestly getting some good damage on some of the Ravagers, some of the Roaches getting beat up. Like, we're very close to killing some of these Ravagers. You really do not want to see those Ravagers dying, right? Because they're expensive units, they do not come easily. So you have the Archons again, you've always got the Prism to lift them out of trouble. Like I said, good pressure so far from Hydra, liking it a lot more in this game than we liked it in the first game. As his follow-up here, charge +1, I get the feeling with sentries built and extra gates added, that he is just heading into the big ol', hey, I'm just going to shove with Immortal Archon Sentry and charge lots and just try and wrap something up here in the not-too-distant future. Oh, did lose 1 Archon, unfortunately. Obviously, you do have to be very good microing and continue with that for these Archons to never die. So a little mistake there from Hydra, costing 1 Archon. I still feel like this has been fine for him, but obviously every unit counts when it comes to this big push, and we are on the verge of this big push in the upcoming moments. Archon morphing in the main base. We've got ourselves the Prism. Morphing in a couple of Zealots. They're going to step through. Ravager. Not going to do too much there as the Spore and the other units gather back together. Step forward once again. A couple of Immortals, Sentries, the Archon, making their way out through the middle of the map to the bottom left-hand side. We do have the Prism. Open in some additional DTs and Zealots. The Spine Crawlers, Roaches, Overlords, and Queens. Roach Speed as well. Continue to come up right now as the extra warpins continue by. Just have the, again, army ready to strike down in the bottom. So we're ready for a little bit of a push. So let's charge up. Corrosive Bile. And we're not going to do too much right there. Just going to be seeing a couple of Immortals continue to come about. Just going to be having the Spine getting chucked a little bit off to the edges as well. I mean, the Spine is definitely going to help. Does Mixu have enough to actually hold on against this right now? Those force fields are interesting, because I almost felt as though it was going to stop the Zealots getting through and doing much, but not really going to be the case. There's Immortals still whacking away, the Archons still doing their thing. We just have ourselves this Roach. Ravager Queen Force continue to play through. The Roaches from the left-hand side coming up. The Archon's going to go down. The Immortals going to go down. Sentry probably going to go down. I mean, again, this is starting. I mean, it was starting to look okay for Mixu, but maybe not. I mean, there's not a lot left, but maybe there is just enough. Mixu's army supply is down. He's down the upgrade as well. So maybe this is indeed going to be good enough to take a game 3. Zealots keep charging in. GG's called, and Hydra is going to force a game 3 between the 2 players. Well, guys. We will get into Incorporeal for game 3 here in just a moment. Alrighty. Should be everyone. Let's go. Alright, Incorporeal coming up and get this settled. And we kick off into game number 3. As we have got in the bottom right corner, the red Protoss player. Bringing it back by a map. I think this is his first map of the tournament. Hydra. Gonna get us to this game 3. Exciting! Actually gonna get a game 3. I like that for us. Love that for us. As in the top left, Mixu will be our Zerg. As we get this underway. Alright. Second match of the day. We get ourselves a game 3 in it. Like I say, very exciting. Very fun. What's up, Cranky Ducklings? Thank you so much for the raid. Hope everyone's doing well. Hope you guys enjoyed the King of the Hill. Am I playing football on Monday? I'm half tempted, but I also don't want to freaking tie myself out and feel like shit before the only the only offline event I get to cast all year. So I'm not sure yet. Maybe. But yeah. I feel like it's gonna be freaking hot. I already know for a fact I'm not in good shape after the Home Story Cup football was not exactly Home Story Cup football was not exactly a great showing for me. So, yeah, I don't know yet. Maybe, maybe not. Hatch, cool. Couple drones coming about, Overlord heading across. What happened? Oh no, I'm just I just played like 20 minutes and I was done, man. Like out of shape, you know. Nothing crazy. Overlord moving about, Link speeding a couple of queens coming over as we just settle early on. -20-minute session. Yeah, it was a 20-minute session over 2 hours. It was crazy though. Like it started off strong, but man, like after like going back on the pitch after an hour and then trying to run like 2 times. Oh, not ideal. So if we're gonna go after the OV, we'll get that kill. That's a supply block actually for Mixu. So Mixu supply block. Couple probes gathering. Stargate on the way. The Adept will continue to shade outward. A couple of moments here early on. We just have ourselves the Link Speed, the Queen, all coming through. And I guess our Adept on the map will be our point of interest for the next moment or so. Gonna shade itself backwards just in case it runs into a lot of units. Obviously, there's no second Adept coming, so realistically, this one Adept should not be looking for much. Just, hey, if I step across and can try and see something, that would be great. If you don't see anything, let's just get back home, right? Like, there's a Stalker back here. We're going to be taking our third base, so we get that gathered up. We go from there as a couple of queens and the Lings continue to gather together. The Lings going to wrap around on the Adept. Some damage being dealt. The probe sticking about as well. And those Lings continue to nibble at the Adept for the moment. Well, next continues through. Thing's gonna activate, Probe taking a few more shots, Oracle still activating as well. Let's just have now extra Zeglings from Mixu gonna try and throw themselves at the front door of Hydra here. All accounts coming up to follow this Stargate opener. Link shouldn't do much with the Oracle there, right? Nowadays, even just forcing the Oracle to activate doesn't mean as much because Energy Overcharge gives that Oracle. way more opportunities than it used to have to just get energy back and to obviously just go again. So you really can much more liberally use the Oracle energy defensively. Things gonna fight. A few more shots coming about. Again, the couple of gates and the resonating glaives coming up and online. Bailing Nest, melee upgrade. Continue to come through for the moment. The extra drones and the queen continue to produce. Got all of that online. Creep Tumor is still coming up as well. What's up? Parmigiano SC2. Thank you so much for the 2-month resub on the Prime. Appreciate the support. Thank you so much for resubscribing. Thank you, thank you. Again, Resonating Glaives, a couple of Adepts, 4 extra gateways, a melee upgrade, a bit of everything currently on the way through. That Evo chamber continues to sit tight. You have the Extractor still coming about, and the Lings on the left-hand side will step away for a couple of moments, just pull themselves back into the center of the map. Waiting for this Glaives to finish up, and we will be able to go. I mean, Hydra obviously reassessing, going back to that game 1, it did not work, but obviously feels better about maybe executing a little bit better this time, being able to do a little bit better for himself, so we shall see what he can achieve as these Glaives are going to be done this time. I mean, the Adepts have not even moved out yet. What's our plan, man? Like, we're just supply blocks, so we're not going to go anymore? Kind of feels like it, right? This is going to be very late at this stage. There's a lot of Adepts. I mean, it feels silly not to go at all, but I mean, it has taken a long time. It's now 6:30 where you shade out of your base, so we're going to be hitting, what, 6:55? Well, it was not a little bit before 6:30, so like 6:50-ish we're going to be able to hit. It's kind of very, very slow, and the Lings immediately here counterattacking as well, and that's going to be with the Baneling as well to help. Really nice. The battery will get taken down. Oh my god, it survives. And the Oracle defense is reasonable. That means there's no Oracles here to protect these Adepts. They've shaded already. The Bane should just go. Force these Adepts to split up. Give these things a bit of a better chance right now. Is it good enough? I actually think, yes, it is. The Adepts will go down. There's a couple left over. Okay, sorry, there's a few up here as well. I didn't quite see. So we've got 5 Adepts left. They go into the main base. I mean, they're going to get quite a few drones in this moment, so this is actually going to go pretty reasonably, as those Adepts do get cleaned out. Resources lost 2.6 to 3.4. 12 drones dead. But we've also lost 10 probes in the game as Hydra. So if he'd done all of this without Mixu doing any counter damage, you'd probably really like it for him. Now even more Adepts shade across, but they're going to be instantly caught by Lings. And Mixu down on workers, but up a lot of army supply, and he's only building roaches. So he's going across the map. Mixu is looking to get across the other side and do some serious damage in the next few moments. Looking to get this up and rolling as we go moving. And we get ready to fight. The Ling's going to morph into some Banelings here as well. Got a little bit of a Baneling morph. It makes sense as Mixu ready to commit. Like I said, he's making only units. He's going to have to send it, so here we go. Man, there's a lot of sentries, though. That's going to be tough because, then the force fields are going to stop you from doing much, so I actually think we are going to be able to defend this here as Hydra. See Mixu pulling back. The thing is, Hydra probably wants to go and fight. He's got double Robo cranking Immortals. He probably wants to go and fight, but you also have to make sure you don't go too soon in this scenario, because your opponent just committed to a ton of units as well. So this is kind of a really awkward couple of moments where it's like, do you just go now? Because actually, it probably is the right moment. Yes, your opponent made a bunch of units, but he's now back to droning because he thinks he can't do anything. If Mixu had kept building units, this could have been terrible. And the Banes do crash in. A couple of sentries begin to go down. The rocks that were taking some shots. It'd be nice if we could actually drop the rocks on this army, but I don't think we've got enough DPS to do it in time. We'll drop the rocks now, perhaps. Or get them low. Yeah, I like that more. Get them low, and then you can actually justify diving on them during a fight if you end up in the same position a second time now. That'd actually be pretty neat. Oop. Didn't quite make it in time. Rocks got dropped down the army. Heading upward, the Roach Raptor looking to wrap around. This is not a position you can get out of. As Hydra, you've got to stand to your ground at this point, I think. I mean, he's got so many Immortals. He should do very well against the Roaches. The issue is going to be the Adepts. The Adepts as the buffer is going to be something which at this stage is not going to find anywhere near as much value as it once would have done. was gonna say, I'd be surprised if we didn't just see extra Banes as well from Mixu, because you just throw Banes into those Adepts, and they're not gonna have a good time either, especially as the Sentry energy is now lower than it has been before. Some of the Sentry's dead and so on. Oracles will gather up, Stasis Sword's going down. Banes on the right-hand side trying to come in. Don't really think they're going to be able to do much of anything here. The Roach is trying to crash into the rest of this as well. Just going to see those Immortals going to try and kite, but you can see that the Zerg army is way too much, and Hydra's numbers are not going to be doing it. Don't think we get Battles on top of the Prism in time to deny it, but the Immortals didn't get a chance to jump into the Prism defensively. Another Immortal goes down. This is doomed for Hydra. As Mixu looks for the 2-1 victory. Each from Mixu will get to 2-2, and that means he will get the chance to play in the for a spot in the playoffs in round 5. Hydra unfortunately drops down, obviously 2-2, 0-4, sorry, because he was up ahead there. Got a map, which is great, but obviously he's going to be playing BabyMarine. It's plain and simple. It'll be Hydra BabyMarine in the 0-4 match, the only 0-4 match that will exist. So there we go. Alright, next up for us today, guys, is Geralt versus Art, so we can get that rolling. In just a couple of moments, we'll take a quick break, we'll come back, more StarCraft on the other side. Alrighty, guys. We're loading up into Art Geralt PvP. Best of 3. Big matchup. Art and Geralt are 1 and 2. Geralt's run so far has seen him take on Austin 1-2, Young Yakov 0-2, BabyMarine 2-0. Art 0-2, Jimmy 1-2, Night Phoenix, but 2-0 at Hydra to get to this 1-2 matchup. A win against Geralt, or a win against Art. The win for either of these players puts them at 2-2, and in fighting position for playoffs in round 5. So that's where we are looking to be as we have ourselves this game starting up. Let's see what players are going to get up to here as the probe comes in. It's down in the simulator, nothing too crazy. The very first minutes, get this underway. A couple of simulators just building up and get underway for the first few moments there. Well, gateways just continue through. Geralt plays between 2 gates pretty much every single game. As you just see the Stalker and the Sentry coming up, a couple of Stalkers on the Warp Gate coming by. Probe will nibble at the probe. Sun goes down, Stargate is coming up. Hallucination of Art checks into the base. Robo facility building from Art. On the other side is a couple of Stalkers. Continue to come across. Spoken, Prodden. More Prism on the way up from Art. He has the Stargate, gets the Oracle going from Geralt, so that's going to be a big difference at this point in time. Get back on that pylon. A couple more shots. Kind of funny. One more prism goes up, the Oracle comes on down, and we get ready to fight. Defense is there for Art. The defense is not here for Geralt, and those probes get force fielded in, so the sentry drop is going to do mega damage. 6 probes, 7, 8. Surely the probes could have run out this way and around. I mean, maybe they just got force fielded again. I don't know if those extra 2 force fields are worth, but 3 more workers, 13 workers killed. What a start from Art in this game. Fantastic way to begin. Still getting damage done as well. 15 workers down. He only lost a pylon in this game. He's just now lost a probe as the Adept on the Natural of his will get 2 kills. The Geralt is in trouble, man. Art getting into a great position in these early stages. Blink building, Immortal coming through. Probe coming about as the Oracle activates, Worker coming around as well. The Stalkers continue to chase the Oracle down for a couple moments as well. So we're going to get there. Oracle gets picked. Prism loads up. We can get up that left-hand side as well. Oh. Hydra, though, is... I was going to say, it's nice if the Prism didn't realize it and didn't unload. We actually do recall it and we just keep it alive. But, I mean, that's now low HP. It's going to drain some battery energy. Getting back up to some shields. I mean, I don't think this Prism should do too much else, but... Odd doesn't need to do too much else. Like, right now, he's about to have Blink. He's about to have an Immortal production finish up. Like, he could realistically push with just a larger army all at once. He doesn't need to get a lot done with this Prism still. Like, it's nice to keep some pressure up with the Prism, but it's not necessary for his success in this game. Not by a long shot. Next is coming up on the third base. The units make their way through the center. Working their way up for the moment. Zealot Stalker still producing on through. Resonant Enclave starting. The Observer on the way out. The Stalker's underneath. And, well, Geralt's just missed this army, so... The thing is, Geralt's not got enough where I think base trading is going to be some magical kind of like, oh yeah, this is his way back into the game. Like, to me, this army is pitiful, right? Like, we're talking 4 Zealots and 3 Stalkers. And Art just needs to attack. Art's going to start Claves, but... and Geralt's going to try a base trade, but it's just not realistic to expect this to win out for him. He has just so much less. His army sucks in comparison. Yeah, I mean... realistically, as Art, you just take down... I think you just take down... well, I mean, I guess this is fine. Well, okay, he half recalls his army. I don't know if I love that. I mean, I guess he's just gonna... I was gonna say he should just kill the Nexus and then recall. He kind of does like half and half, and he doesn't even kill the Nexus. Now he's walking home with everything else. And I think the Stalkers in the main base are good. But, not really the best managed by Art. I mean, maybe this is the sort of moment you play for. I mean, he's got a third base as well. He should have just killed the natural. And then, like, don't get me wrong, he's going to be in a great position anyway. He probably should have just killed the natural and then recalled. Maybe, and then he could have maybe recalled to the natural, although maybe that's scary with all the Zealots. I mean, it wasn't this many Zealots to begin with. Obviously, repowered the gateways here, which means that Art could warp in again once he gets another pylon or 2 up. Well, they'll be the one knocked down on one base. I mean, Art, okay. Art genuinely made this more difficult for himself than it perhaps ever needed to be at first. And falling back to the natural so he can maybe come in and deal with these Stalkers. Prism loads up though, and we are going to be able to bring that back. Yep, it's always nice to lag out of a replay. Yay. Today is certainly a day of StarCraft. And well, Art just needs to re-expand really as I mean, honestly, he still has the much better army. The Zealots are again a little scary perhaps, and I guess your Maul's doing much there. The Stalkers get a little bit trapped. Honestly, Geralt's making a much better go of this than you really think he should be, to be honest. Darkshrine coming up from Art is probably just an... It's not an insta-win, because obviously the Oracle could be built out of a Stargate, but it is going to make it very difficult for Geralt again, who genuinely has been winning the fights on the ground. When he first moved out, his army looked bad, but he did have Zealot warp-ins from the bottom right, and those Zealots getting up into higher numbers has definitely been the driving force of his ability to be in this still. I mean, realistically, Art can probably get away with just defending one base, because Geralt's still on 2 workers, but of course he maybe doesn't know that as well. Geralt trying to rebuild workers, he's just built a 3rd. I mean, realistically, I don't even know if we need DTs as much as just Archons would be great here. A couple of Archons smashing down these Zealots would absolutely be killer right now. But there's also just no detection in general, so you use the DTs defensively, use the DTs offensively. Use them however you would like to. I think this game is in Art's favor no matter what. I kind of, you know, already said that once and maybe didn't quite go that way, but the DT starts swiping here and it just feels unrealistic to see Geralt get out of trouble on this one. That Immortal does not get saved. But we blink through for the Void Ray. GG gets called, and it is going to be Art to take the opening game of this best of 3. GG's. I think Art could have just eliminated Geralt. Yeah, I think, honestly, I think anything he did apart from recalling half of his army right then was good. I mean, I like the few Stalkers in the main base. If he recalls, I think that's absolutely fine. But don't recall, like, a portion of your army and then walk the rest home without killing the natural. Like, don't get me wrong, he didn't need to kill the natural Nexus, but, like, just recall. Like, if you're not going to finish off the Nexus, just recall everything. It was a little strange, but, you know, in the moment, things get a little bit scary. You're like, oh my god, I've got such a big lead, am I really throwing this? And that's why Geralt stays in the game, right? That's why he, you know, that's why he goes for the base trade. I really didn't think the base trade had any hope. But Geralt shows us why you always give it a go, right? Right? Why you always say, well, why not? You know, it could happen. So, yeah. Well played by Art to get into the lead. Let's see what he can do in game 2. As we're going to Incorporeal for our second map. Series 3 of the day after this, Goblin versus Mana coming up, and then we're going to have ourselves Jimmy and Yakov to round it out. That's where we're going. It was a good try to come back. You know, like I say, it's one of those scenarios where it's like, you look at Geralt's army, and I don't think there's anything he can do to win the game, if that makes sense. But his opponent can definitely do things to lose the game. I think it was one of those scenarios where Art did make some bad choices. He did make it more difficult than it needed to be. And yes, Geralt has to initiate the counterattack to do that, but yeah, I don't think I should have ever gotten as close as it did. But such is the way of the world. In the bottom right, Geralt is our blue Protoss down a game. We'll see if he bounces back. Again, he will not be able to make playoffs if he loses this match. So that is a huge kind of asterisk on this series right now. Top left-hand side, the pink Protoss player is Art. Take a couple moments to scan if this probe still heading up to the top side of the map. And got 2 gateways coming up on either side. Bring that through. Continue to get settled in here. Panel coming up, little gates coming up. Sniper cores on the way. This gate's going to finish momentarily. We just have the couple of units building up on the gateways, stalking the sentry on the way out immediately. And those probes are going to be nibbling their way through for the moment. Panel gets cancelled. Sentry in the warp gate still building online. Let's get that probe still nibbling up as well. This probe continues to take some shots. Our Nexus building on the natural expansion, so we'll get that Nexus building as well. Yeah, Art just obviously can't expand until he gets rid of this pylon first of all, so we'll see if that's the plan. No pylon on the map or anything, so it will probably seem like he is just looking for an expansion here. The minerals are stacking up, so we're beginning to get to the point where that just seems like the given in terms of what will take place. And there it is, expansion placed down. Sentry Stalker stepping forward. Hallucination comes up, begins to head down the bottom right. Twilight Council is on the way in. Next is added on. Battery coming up as well. So I'm using the Stalker to get rid of that hallucination again. So just going to be able to grab that as, again, the Twilight Council and Nexus continue to come through for the moment. Yeah, hallucination still continuing out to the top of the map. Just zooming along a little bit then. Hallucination moving through, sentries on a Stalker. Gathering up. Got the blink starting on both sides. Gateway coming online from Geralt. Hallucination popping. Moving. Again, just a few units. Sentries on the Stalker still gathering around. The Robo Facility will drop down as well. Onto the Natural. So you see Art's going to go the more kind of secure route with the Robo Facility. Geralt's going to cut that corner. He's going to go into the gateways only. He's going to go pure Stalkers for now. Try and skip past the Robo. Does not feel like he needs it. Obviously, a lot of the time in this kind of scenario, you do not face off against the DTs. The Robo is not necessary if you're just going to keep building Stalkers for your pressure for a while. Both start the third base at the same time. Different locations though. Art playing in the triangle. Stops some of the blink potential toward the main base maybe. Geralt just going to play in the line. I mean, it's not great main to blink into, to be honest, so I don't hate the difference in choices. Clearly just a preference thing so far. And with a couple sentries spawning in from Ard, and he will just chase those Adepts away. They will threaten, but there's a wall off, and that will stop the Adepts from doing anything that they would have liked to. Fallon getting cancelled, another Fallon coming down. Blink does finish up. Again, the charge will start on the side of Geralt. So we got that charge started, Robo Facility Nexus. A couple more Stalkers continue to come through for the moment. Let's have our Stalkers gathering. Extra gateways will come down. The army of Geralt moving along that left-hand side. So there's a handful of Stalkers setting up and getting a cruising. That's Geralt. Yeah, looking at the game state. 8 workers ahead, you know, army supply similar. The Robo not really being put to much use. Gonna get a Prism, which could maybe give you some opportunity. Geralt tries to fight in. I don't know if he's got enough to... I mean, his army supply is not his advantage, right? But he is gonna pop the Guardian Shield. He starts to fight through. I mean, Ard kind of just refusing to fight this, right? Like, he ran away. He didn't pop a Guardian Shield at all, which I think is a big mistake. Isn't gonna do it now and save said sentry with the Prism. I feel like Ard could have just fought this a little bit sooner. Like, he really ran away and gave Geralt the opportunity to be in position on the low ground there. Still stepping up. Obviously, Robos are now coming in from both players, and Immortals are producing. The Prism definitely kind of pulling its weight in the end, actually. Helping with a little bit of micro. Maintaining some of the units. Adepts get into this natural mineral line, though, and that's going to be some probes going down. So 2, 3 workers dropping for the moment. Stalkers blink up. Going to get rid of one more Adept. The rest of this army starting to move out down onto the map. Watchtower going to be taken for a moment or two, so we're just going to stop by over there. And we pull around to the left-hand side. A lot of Stalkers gathering still. Charging the +1 coming through. Additional gates continue to build up. The Stalker is going to go on top of the Immortal. That goes down. We get some extra Zealots warping in. Again, nice little battery overcharge. Just going to give that energy overcharge, sorry, onto the battery. But Ard actually showed up with quite an army right now, and he obviously put a lot more investment into, like, hey, I'm going to come and kill you. The +1 investment from Geralt is still yet to finish up here. That Immortal is not close enough for the Prison to be saved, but we are killing a lot of the probes down to the bottom side, so the economy hit has been huge. Prism will fall here for Ard, so he will not have further reinforcements into this fight, but it might not matter. Right now, Geralt has to blink back. That's going to leave these warping in Zealots exposed. They're going to be low HP by the time they warp in already. I mean, Ard is at the point where, honestly, I would not mind an aggressive blink on top of those Stalkers. Like, they're so low, you can get rid of pretty much all of them. He's going to do it. He knows what he's playing with right here. Because if you get rid of those Stalkers, then Geralt is in continued trouble. Because now he has the +1, but nothing to go along with it. And Art, looking for a shocking 2-0 to essentially eliminate Geralt from... Well, he will eliminate Geralt from playoff contention. You do not get through with 3 losses. And Art just found the opportunity after being behind a lot of workers in the game, having a bit of an awkward fight on the other side. He just full sent. And meanwhile, Geralt was building a 4th base. You know, he was setting up for the future, the +1, the 4th. And he just did not have a way to deal with this army actually showing up. So Geralt is going to be in trouble now as 47 to 27 army supply sits outside of his front door. A couple of Zealots coming through. They're going to start charging up. The Immortal going to fire. A couple more Zealots going down. More Zealots charging from the bottom side. Stalkers coming across as well. See another round of Stalkers warping in currently as the Zealots charge up. The Prism going to come under fire. Will go down. GG, says Geralt. Art 2-0. What a shocker. Art going to keep himself in playoff running. As that does wrap up all of our lower end matchups. So we now know all the players who will have a chance to play for playoffs. Art is going to be the final player. So it'll be Art, Mixu, Nicarak, Thermal, Christiana, Showtime, all 2 and 2. And then Yakov, Jumi, Mana, and Goblin. And also Max Pax as well. Potentially is also 2 and 1. So there's some excitement for sure coming up. In that round 5, there's going to be some fun, exciting games, no doubt. As we are going to ready up for Mana Goblin. Finally, 2 players who did not pre-play their match. Alright, Mana and Goblin just having some fun in the lobby chat before we get going, guys. Gotta get some videos done and stuff. Get rolling soon. Talking about going to be our opening map. So never mind about the videos. Looks like they're already done with them. You can just get straight in game. Do. Ready, GLHF. Let's jump in. Oh my god, they're blue and blue. God damn it, guys. You have one job. Don't be the same color as each other. That's my bad, guys. I did not see what they were, did not see what they were doing heading into the lobby. Make sure they fix it for game 2. Because I also don't want to cast blue versus blue, believe it or not. So yeah, this one might be a bit of a mess of Protoss units in blue. Apologies in advance. Mana in the top right, the blue Protoss. Goblin, the blue Protoss in the bottom left. The lighter shade of blue, though. We're moving up, a couple of gates coming about. Just settle for a few moments. Just going to see the probe going to get nibbled out for a moment or two, so a little bit of action over there. And the Cybercore is coming up. Gateway's coming around as well. We get that on the go. And just get this rolling. We're moving around, Cybercores will finish. There is going to be 2 gateways each, and there is that panel on the map from Goblin. He's an aggressive player, man. He's been Mr. Robo-Proxy Kid recently. He's taken over Fire's title. Proxy Robo-Kid. He's not as much of a kid anymore, but it is definitely been Mr. Proxy Robo-Man as of late. And it's going to bring the fire to an expanding mana, a 1-gate high ground expand. That's kind of exciting. Little combo that we've got coming up. This probe is going to check around and just hold off a moment or two as mana preps himself. See, he's not actually spotted this. He scouted to the right with the Zealot, so he misses the Robo. So mana does not see the proxy that is coming his way. Again, just a reminder, this is a 2-1 matchup, so the winner of this is guaranteed playoffs. The loser will have to play a 2-2 matchup in round 5 for a chance to play in the playoffs if they win that one. So this is a pretty big PvP, you know? There's a lot of scary players at 2-2. Much easier to just avoid going 2-2 and just get yourself in there right now instead, you know? Would be a much easier approach. Little Stalkers pinging the battery, taking damage. Sentries and the Zealot are going to be right there. Push this back the other way. Gonna see the Stalkers pushing through, a little bit of damage being done. This Robo play is already succeeding quite heavily. You're gonna get rid of a bunch of the sentries. His mana was just not ready for this at all. He's gonna have the defensive Robo, which you feel like is a pretty good scenario, but if you lose control of the game before that really comes to light, then what does it matter? 2 workers going down, the sentries falling so far as well, and I would say that Goblin is pretty darn happy with his opening. It's gotta feel pretty good in these early stages. I feel like he cannot be upset about that so far as the Robo, as the Immortal, gathering up right there. Joining together. Prism, Gateway. Disruptor on the way through as well. Stalkers and the Immortal going to step up. Decent force fields at first. Obviously, you got the Prisoner Micro back, so you're essentially just draining force field energy right now. You do not have any sentries of your own here as Goblin, which is a little sad because obviously sentries can do a lot. Guardian Shield is huge. You know, an aggressive force field can do a lot as well. Shot's actually going to be really nice. Oh, I was going to say, let's keep the Disruptor alive. I mean, he's got to go in the prism. The Zealot was chasing it down. It's super low. As the Goblin using this as a chance to really break into this natural position. We are going to go after the pylon, depowering all of those batteries. One battery comes back online, but that's not going to be doing it. This Disruptor will have to fight from far enough back that it does not come into trouble immediately. The Adept Weapons don't really seem to be doing much right now either. Obviously, that one Immortal from mana has work to do, and he's going to have a new Immortal showing up in a second, but he's also got the Disruptors to contend with. One sentry goes down, did not find space in the prism. 2 Immortals here genuinely are going to make this very difficult, I think, for Goblin to do much more about. Oh my goodness, the Disruptor finds the 2 Adepts, but not the shot on the Immortal. Has mana got a defense right now? 3rd Immortal on production. It's going to be huge. Immortal gets there. Disruptor falls. Continue to press through for a couple of seconds. We jump up and we jump down, so continue to apply this pressure. A couple of Adepts will take a few more shots. The Immortals gathering up. Another Disruptor shot firing straight over right now. Just going to see those Immortals still gather their way about. The Adept still a little bit of trouble. That Disruptor gets picked up, pulls back the other way. more shots. Stork's taking a few more hits as well. Army. It's going to pull back around. Immortal still firing disruptor shots. Still land for the probe. Clips the pylon. A couple of zealots in the front still going down as well. One more force field. Trying to step forward, but I just do not think the Goblin has the firepower anymore. I think Mana is going to find himself his defense as we are now microing Immortals forward to be able to get as many shots off as possible against this retreating army. I mean, Goblin's going to stop and stand his ground, warping in a group of zealots. Don't feel like that's going to do it for him as... I mean, he puts the tech units in the prison, but what are you meant to do from here? One Immortal on the right side that's showing up that you're going to have to run away. Okay, Mana's going to advance on the Robo, and then you are one base Protoss versus a two base Protoss. Your tech structure would go down as well. Yeah, obviously Goblin got to try and find different ways to do something, but it's just not happening at the moment. Just not happening. Disruptor shot. And land on the sentry and the wall. I mean, that's nice, don't get me wrong. But it's a long way from what you need to really get back in this, right? Like, you need so much extra at this stage still. It's not a lot right now. Well, those walls gather up. It's going to be seeing the center getting lifted. It's going to be seeing a couple shots going back through. Immortals going back the other way. Two more depths being warped in. We get a couple warp-ins on the other side. We'll be seeing the depth take some damage. Disruptor gets lifted off. It's going to be brought up into the skies. Disruptor will have a little bit of an issue here as it drops back down, pulls back, gets targeted down. GG, and Mana will secure himself that game, which we kind of saw coming for a little while. GG's, well played. Boom, boom, bang. Why doesn't Goblin build a base too? Because he's not in a position to. He was do or die. So he was already kind of gone. Ley lines coming up. Alright, just getting ready to go. Got everyone in here, ready's up. Mana's up 1-0. Game 2 starting right now. Again, to get to this stage, Mana went 2-1 Showtime, 1-2 Max Packs, then 2-0 Spezdes. Now plays against a Goblin who had a good run for himself up until here. 2-0 Nicorakt, 0-2 Hearing, but then 2-1 Showtime. Is why Showtime is one of the players who's in a little spot of bother as well. As we will dive into ley lines for map 2. I forgot to tell him to change from blue and blue. God damn it, sorry. That's my bad. I was looking at Wikipedia. So dumb. My bad, guys. That is on me. As we have on the top right side, the blue Protoss from Team Liquid Mana. Up against the light blue Protoss. In the bottom left, we have Goblin. Alright, let's see what game number 2 gives us. Mana up 1-0 in this best of 3. Third Paladin going up at the top. So it is once again going to be Goblin to bring the proxy pressure in this game number 2. Cell chases down, Probe gets hunted a little bit. And we just have ourselves a warp gate in the sentry building as well, so... Again, just that one gate opening from Manon. It's a Stargate proxy this time from Goblin, so he will spice the proxy up. It's not going to be Mr. Proxy Roboman, but just Mr. Proxy Man. But he's still going to be aggressive, but it's going to be in a different form, which I don't hate. A little bit of variety is generally going to do you good as Mana throws the Nexus down. And that was a defense from Mana last game without him scouting it at all. Like, the start was not pretty for him, right? He lost a couple workers, lost the sentries, and he still found the defense. I do think seeing Goblin kind of adjust and say, well, that build wasn't it. If I even had a great start, then, you know, maybe I should try something else, so... Oh, Mana's gonna go Stargate too. Oh, that's wild. Once the Stargate, then halfway done from Mana, his hallucination is gonna fade. And we just have batteries coming up as well, so the defense against the first Oracle will be there. And if Mana can get an Oracle up and force batteries of his own, that would be batteries from his opponent, that would be great. He could also instigate some Phoenix play, because it's going to be difficult for Goblin to stay on that Stargate because it's proxied. So Phoenix in this scenario can be very good. They're going to deflect the Oracle, and eventually would give you kind of that ability to be on the map and just kind of control the map with the Phoenix. Now he obviously, as Goblin here, he sees the Phoenix, so what will he do? Probably not go into Phoenix himself. Like I say, that doesn't really make sense, and there goes the Twilight Council coming down. You just can't get away with building Phoenix of your own, because, like I say, you're going to be building them from out on the map, so you're going to be in an exposed position. The moment you lose any sort of map control, you lose your Stargate, and then any Phoenix you've built are useless because you're down a Stargate, and you will never be able to keep up in the counter game, so it makes a lot of sense for him to just throw the Twilight down. Mana's going to do the same. He's going to get a couple Phoenix, and he's going to throw a Twilight down as well. And then you've got the question of, you know, these couple Phoenix versus the couple Oracles. Who's going to get more out of them? Yeah, it's a good question. Typically, you'd expect the Oracles, but then there is, in theory, a defense up. Probably about to complete. The probe's coming through, battery coming online. Stasis awards setting up as we go. This is where the Phoenix are going to show up and definitely do some work. 6 workers going down immediately. That's all the Phoenix energy, but the Oracles aren't even on the map, so let's just, you know, plus 6 workers in Mana's favor, essentially. I think he's going to be very okay with this. And as the blink continues through, the gates and the Nexus still coming up as well. So gates coming through, the Phoenix still joining, Nexus on the way. The Phoenix is gonna go a few shots in the Oracle, Stasis Ward coming up as well, Mana will know where that is. Obviously Blink finishes now from Goblin. But does he want to go across the map? Does he feel like he can do much going across the map? Probably not really is going to be the answer. Cell keeps swinging, Pylon taking damage. Gates and the probes continue to come up. Oracle about to finish on in. Blink coming by. The couple Oracles continue toward the upper right side. I'm actually going to get underneath with a couple of Phoenix. I think I jumped on 2 Phoenix going down. Stalkers and the Oracles continue over that right side. Oracle going to activate and a couple probes begin to drop off. Just going to see the Revelation coming down, but Mana already has a Stalker kind of be scared of, and he's obviously getting that Oracle to put in work as well. Such a cool addition at this later stage of the game. Just be like, hey, by the way, I'm going to make an Oracle, and you didn't prep for an Oracle at all, right? So why the heck not? Because obviously the Phoenix saw no battery, so make an Oracle and take advantage. 7 workers dead. And he's going to even turn around for a couple more at the end. This is the end of this Oracle's life. We'll be caught by the Stalkers, but Mana is absolutely putting on a show right here, and he is going to put on a Stasis Ward kind of show as well. He gets caught massively. Stalkers do have Blink available. That's big, because he's actually going to be able to take this fight, actually, because it's not like Blink was on cooldown, so he's going to be able to engage with his other Stalkers showing up. I mean, it's not the prettiest fight, but it is genuinely a fight he can try and take, and so far going well. No battery on this location, so none of the Stalkers from Goblin have that little bit of extra life to them that you might expect of a defending player. Phoenix doesn't have any energy left over. Mana actually has a couple of Zealots showing up, which are going to be great, just knocking down a few of those probes and just tanking up in the front. 66 to 48 workers, 20 to 28 army supplies. So Mana trails on a bit of army, but has a huge eco advantage at this point in time. Hit probes getting picked off. The gates continue to build back through. And the +1 attack coming in on both sides. Oh, at least Goblin gets in and gets some workers. He's actually going to bounce back on the worker count quite quickly, no? Like, way faster than I expected. So he's actually going to bring it back. Killing the 6 probes helps him with that. Hallucination from Mana. The game is actually going to even up a whole lot more than I thought it was going to. So Goblin fights his way back on track. Now, Mana's still up a base, so that's going to be his overall advantage at the end of this. So let's go after the hallucination. +2 attack stalling the charge. Going to continue through. Probes transferring between the bases. Hallucination pops out, going to go across the map once more. There we go, +2 attack, Shadow Stride continuing through. Stasis Ward drops down. Stalker's just going to knock the hallucination away. A few extra Stalkers warping in. Stalker blinks forward, going to get caught in that stasis immediately. And the +2 attack coming on both sides. Shadow Stride still coming about. Cannons reducing on through, as we are going to see a little bit of an engaged start now. Zealot and Stalker stepping by. Cannons, Robo Facility coming online. And Goblin just right there. Ready to fire up a little bit. Zealot's going to charge on forward. Stalker's going to fight through. A few more shots coming about. Guardian Shield activating as the stasis will settle. Nexus and a handful more Stalkers coming about. The Immortal and the +3 attack upgrade coming through. The Shadow Stride about to be done, so Goblin will have those DTs to help him as he tries to secure a later game PvP scenario for himself here. He's down at the moment. I mean, the Stasis Wards are a big factor. Nice blinks from Mana. He actually obviously has his own Oracle as well, right? So he's able to have his own Stasis Ward here, so Goblin also can't kind of chase through too easily. And now bringing his Zealots up. There are more Stasis Wards further in this defensive line. But there are the DTs, and they might cause Mana some trouble as he focuses on this side of the map. He does not have a Robo, but he does have cannons, but that first cannon's going to go down instantly. And it's as Mana's attacking, so this is an important moment. The Oracle starts to go home. Obviously, all you need is a Revelation and some detection, but also the units to clean it up. Mana's doing well here. knows DT warping as the Zealot warping surrounds the Dark Templar, and they are able to blink away, but that's a very cute warping move. Actually, it did just catch the DTs, and without the blink out, would have just had those guaranteed kills. As obviously the Oracle went home, which means that right now we do not have detection here to reveal these couple DTs, but Goblin loses his 4th base. And while he obviously did some damage, Mana has returned with just as much damage in terms of work count, getting a base on top of it, while his own 4th base survived, and he's obviously already up toward a 5th. It is looking good and better here for Mana. As the attempted recall on those DTs did not work out, and Mana just looking very solid in this PvP. He has been playing a slew of Protoss in this event so far, and looks as though he might be good here to get to a playoff berth in this European League. Mana, actually, a little bit of history. Mana is actually one of the OG European League winners. When we first ran the European League years upon years ago, Mana came out and won this tournament. Beat Clem in the finals. So, our old European League champ is going to come in and have a shot at it once again in the playoffs once we get to after EWC. So this game is definitely feeling more towards the being done kind of portion of an SE2 game than any other right now. So yeah, Sentry still coming up, +3 attack on the way, Stalkers warping, cannon building. These Stalkers just gathered together, the couple Oracles get chased out of here. We'll see our Zald Stalker heading down the bottom side of the map, so we'll go across. Again, the shield's coming up as well from Mana right now. Another Stasis Ward going to drop into play. Revelation goes down, a few Stalkers get chased out. Zalds are going to try and come through. This doesn't matter, there's too many units. Mana has too much, Goblin has too little. And this series will turn into a 2-0. For Mana? No, not yet. There are 2 Immortals in the back, which, you know, do pack a punch. Have I spoken a little too soon? Stasis obviously helps. I was going to say, does that give you enough to genuinely go jump this? Obviously, he feels like it does. The few Zealots are going to get held up on other Zealots. Stalker War is going to go in Mana's favor. He's going to lose the Zealot War, though, and am I crazy to say that maybe Mana should just hold off a little bit? Like, maybe he should just step back? He runs away to the right side. Those few Stalkers are going to pop out. He's going to go back left with the blink. Get the Zealots in front to tank again. I think he is fine in the end. It was looking a little... It wasn't really looking scary. He was just losing units, right? But obviously he was clearly doing enough with them. You just don't want to see him losing too much and not being able to justify those losses, especially when it's been a grid spot for him up until that point. GG Mana to Goblin 0. That is our best of 3. And with that, we have one matchup left today, which is going to be between Yakov and Jumi. So we're going to be getting into that in a moment or two, guys. Just have to run some ads. Mana gets into that great position to challenge for the playoffs, as mentioned. So going to be, well, he will be in the playoffs. Obviously, Goblin will drop down to 2-2. So Goblin will be another of the players who will be looking to challenge into the playoffs as well. So that should be a lot of fun also. Exciting stuff, guys. Exciting stuff. Alright. So, what else do I want to do here? Oh, just run the ads and we're good. Alright. I'll get Yakov Jumi ready to go then. Coolio. A couple moments and we'll be off and away. Alright, let's hop into Jumi Yakov for our final best of 3 today again. Guys, we will not have max pack skills today. That can't be played today, so letting you guys know. That one ain't happening. As we get ready to roll into torches in a couple of moments. Let's kick this off. Alright, best of 3, last one of the day. In the bottom right hand side, the blue Protoss player is Jumi. Taking on the red red Zerg, sorry, in the top right it is Yakov. And again, these two players are at 2-1. Let's just quickly mention who they have played to get to this point. So Jumi went 2-0 against Art, 0-2 Bjorn, 2-0 Night Phoenix. And Yakov has actually had a pretty neat run. He's only played Protoss, 0-2 Shameless, 2-0 Geralt, 2-1 Christiana. So on a bit of a hot streak when it comes to ZVP, it would seem. See if you can keep it up. Again, winner of this will be guaranteed a playoff position as well. Drone patrols around gate. Coming through, a simulator on the way. Get that settled down for the moment. Hatchery on the gold base as Yakov sets up into a little bit of a funky starting point. So he's going to take the gold base. That's the dash. Shin doing this the other day. Went pretty well for him, right? When Shin did this against... who was Shin playing when he did this? In the Mondays, as casting with Hearthstone. Was he playing against Classic? I think so, right? Yeah, I think it was Shin against... No, was this 2 weeks ago? Or was it... Am I thinking of someone else? Or was it Shin against Showtime? It was Shin against Showtime, right? I think it was Shin against Showtime, and that opening game went very well for... Shin off the gold base. We'll see what Yakov does here. As we just have the Nexus, the Cybercore coming online. We get this ready to roll out. And yeah, some later coming through, Cybercore coming up. A little bit of everything just on the go for the early moments. Get everything up and running. Hatch Gas and Pool coming about. The Overlord coming over as well, so again we just continue with a little bit of everything for now. Jimmy is no scout, by the way, so he will not see this, so he's got no idea what's going on. He's actually going to go blind Twilight Council. So Jimmy has a little bit of a fun opening here with the Twilight coming in super early. If Yakov gets aggressive, he might be in a lot of trouble because he just has no idea and you have no Oracle defense to kind of try and scramble things together for you. So there is definite problems here potentially as Yakov has a fueling, Stein. Are we going to go for any more than those fuelings? I mean, he builds another hatchery back at home, so it would seem like no, probably not. Robo facility from Jumi, who is again just blind outside of his own 2 bases. So he's, playing 1v1v, playing single player right now, I guess. Obviously it is 1v1, but he's playing single player. He's like no one's on the map apart from this random overlord that showed up. Now the Adept go on the other side as he starts up the Dark Shrine. Dark Shrine is very good against hatch-based all-ins, but against Link Floods not so much, because the Link Flood just hits long before the Dark Shrine is ready to go. As the drones mine through these gold minerals, and Jumi's just not checked. It's well, it's just honestly, it's just lazy scan, right? Like, this is always a possibility. Yakov's the kind of player in the past that's absolutely done things like this. Lings run into the main and natural, and honestly, we could just see an instant GG because it is that bad. Like, there's not a lot of saving you do in this scenario. Warp gate's not done. We're actually going to maybe lose the pylon before we can even warp anything in, which definitely would be GG. And there you go, GG is called in that moment because Jumi understands the situation. He knows he messed up. He played super greedy and got absolutely punished for it. Did not get away with anything at all there. GG. Alright, game 2 going to be on Tokamak. Tokamak. We're going to what could be our last game of the day. This day was fast, guys. Well, we were 2 hours in. Yeah, we're fast today. Always sucks when we lose a series. I mean, -1 best of 3 is never going to help, but... Yeah, we have had some just faster days this European League. I think if we did this format again, which I did really enjoy this format overall, but we have had a lot of faster days on the group stages. I would like to maybe flesh them out a little bit somehow, so... Maybe that's something we could figure out for a redo if we use this format again next year. Perhaps. Something to think on. Something to think on. Alright, Tokamak, coming on up. We have in the bottom left-hand side our Blue Protoss player who finished off pretty quickly in that first game. It is Jumi. Taking on Yakov in the top right, our Red Zerg player, as we enter game 2 of the series. Alright, well, Overlord coming through, piling the probes coming up, and get settled down for a couple of moments. See where we're going to take things. And a few drones coming about, getting the gas coming online. I've got a probe scout this game from Jumi. Not going to be, I mean, obviously not as much sneaky stuff can happen on this map, but he just doesn't want to be caught off guard by anything again, so gets on top of that. Hatch, gas, and pool all on the way up. Extractor coming over. Probe continues across. There's a couple more drones hopping in the extractor, and the probe just continues to gather info here for these early stages, just keeping an eye on everything that's going on for the first couple minutes on Tokamak. Yakov with the 1-0 lead. Hey, Yakov, let's go. If he wins this, he's a Zerg player in the playoffs. Do not have a lot of non-Protoss in the playoffs, so as much as I love Jumi, would love to see him do well. It's nothing against Jumi. It's more so just would really like to see some Zerg doing well for themselves as well, and Yakov is kind of our Zerg hope right now in this tournament. Fant, Scarlet eliminated. We have more Mixu eliminated as well, but Yakov is the only playoff hope that we have. Stargate will finish in a moment or two. Warp Gate's still coming about. The Adept coming over. Probes the building. Wing Speed and the Lings, the Queen as well, continue to come by for now. Let's just see the probe heading down the bottom left. Hanging on the Cybercore, building up the Warp Gate. The Stalker's still on its way. So far, so good. Things will nibble, rocks will take damage. Zergling Speed, the Queens continue to come through as the Oracle and the Warp Gate continues to come about for now. We do shit into the back of this mineral line, but some good morphs. We're going to minimize any units being lost right here. The Lings try and get around the other side, and they will chase those Adepts into a shade away. So pretty good from Yakov. Some mining time lost, but keeping the drones alive is obviously very good, because that really minimizes the costliness of this scenario. Let's the Spore finish as well, just in case of Oracle, which would not be a crazy assumption. Especially as Stargate is still common, and it's obviously not a wrong assumption either. The Stargate is up right here, and Oracle 1 is already out. The Overlord's going to scout this, and as he realizes the Overlord's coming in to scout, he doesn't waste any more time. He was stacking both Oracles initially. As the Overlord scouts, he says, okay, may as well just get this first one across the map ASAP instead. So yeah, you're not going to have the surprise factor of boom, 2 at once, but you weren't going to have that anyway with the way that this was starting to go, right? So Oracle shows up, drone gets blasted down. Be a nice kill. And again, the Nexus, Twilight Council, and Forge continuing to come up for the moment. Nexus on the way. Lings, drones, and the Overlord continue to produce. continues to cruise over. Yes, guys, this is the battle of players who dropped a prefix from their name. Poor Jumi became Jumi, and young Yakov became Yakov. So, you know, it's serious business, man. Everyone's shortening their names. Prepping for the epic GG moment where their name gets screamed across the crowds when they win a championship. Because the Devs are in a tough spot. They either have to, yeah, stand and die or shade and die. Probably. I mean, the Oracles come in to try and help, but don't really do too well either. 4 drones do go down, so we get some value out of this in the end. Obviously, those are Devs full. Yakov about to finish the lair. Jumi going to go straight into charge, by the way, off the Twilight Council, so he's going to play this a little bit differently than the typical Blink-based follow-up. Queen's there. First Queen going down. Second Queen firing away, keeping the Oracles pinned back. Again, charge and +1 coming through. Revelation fades away. Oracle's still gathering. They move over to the right-hand side and into the main base now, so we'll aim for an opportunity to try and get a little bit more damage done, perhaps. Now heading down the right-hand side in general, as the Zerglings will strike. Battery going to get attacked right away here. Going to get nibbled on up at... A couple of Zealots will warp in, and they will come through as well. That battery goes down. A couple of Zealots will be there to push back the other way. Extra Zealots up to the top as they're going to go chasing a Roach, chasing the Queen. The extra drones pull around, and that is going to be... I mean, Roach is in good position here, should defend against this, right? They lose a few drones, but this is Jumi giving up a lot of his early game army supply. That's a bad stasis. That's going to be a dead Oracle. That's going to be a second dead Oracle. This stasis at least does finish. But that's both Oracles given up. All of those Zealots went down. We killed 8 drones. Neither stasis does anything of importance. And Yakov completely shuts down the entirety of Jumi's setup. Absolute disaster for Jumi, who starts Storm, but he's going to be in a rough spot, man. Drop Lord Star, and Yakov knows. He knows just how much has been given up there. And he reckons there's an opportunity to get something done, especially against an army that's not even Stalker focused, right? Enough Roaches and these Zealots are going to be meaningless unless they're in good numbers, and that's not the case when you've already lost the first warp in. You're going to lose the second warp in his Zealots. Well, a good chunk of them. Yakov has the right idea, morph in units and just go, 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 and he's identified the advantage on his front doorstep right now, and he is going to go and take it with open arms. And I do not currently see the defense from Jumi morphing, kind of getting together. He does have a few cannons, but not even close to having Storm. We literally attacked through 3 cannons. That's probably one of the worst things you could have done here as Yakov. The Biles did not take those out quickly. And yet here we are with a lot of Roach Ravager left over still anyway. GG says Jumi. Well played. Oh. The GG into PB into... Sorry, go, go. Yeah. Okay. Interesting moment. Interesting moments, but I imagine he was probably... I actually have no idea. A little bit of a brain meltdown for a moment. And now he goes EG. Extremely game. Or extreme game. Or something. I don't know. GG, EG, and PP. Yeah, just extremely good. Always extremely good, guys. GG's. Alright, that's it for the day. Like I say, it's not a long day, is it? It's not a long day. Let's look at where the European League sits after this then, and just have a quick rundown of where we're at. Again, Skillers Max Packs will play during EWC, and that will determine if Skillers can go to 4-0 and join Hero Marine up there, or if Max Packs will go to 3-1 and join the other 3-1 players. And then we'll have, yeah, then we'll have this kind of battle. So already eliminated are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 players. And then already guaranteed playoffs is going to be 7 players, because I guess Yakov and Jumi didn't update yet. Hang on. Wikipedia! I need this. Any second, guys. Surely. But yeah, I guess we're going to have 7 players eliminated. Then we'll have 1, 2... I guess we can count anyway. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, potentially 10 players who are going to be playing winning ins. And then we've got 6 players who are safe already. 7 players who are safe already. That makes sense. 7 safe. 7 out. Yeah, that makes sense. And then we have 5 players that will make it through based on their round 5 result. Yes, that would make sense. So yeah, Yakov will go up to 3-1. Great event from him. Like, he's maybe not hit any of the top guys, but really recovering from that loss against Shameless. And look, Shameless up there. He's been having a good event as well. Yeah, very cool. Very cool. Alright guys, that's all I've got for you all today. And that's all I've got for you guys until after EWC. I am gone from here on out until EWC wraps up. So I'll be back on the 27th of July. That will be the Krakow event. We'll be casting that the day after I get back. So I get back the Saturday night. On the Sunday, we'll cast the Krakow event. And then, yeah. And then that'll be my next stream. And then that week we'll have WardiTV Mondays. We'll also have WardiTV European League wrapping up. And then we'll start WardiTV Summer Championship in August. That sound good to you guys? Yeah, says everybody. Woohoo, says everyone else. Perfect. I'm glad you guys are so excited. So yeah, I will see you guys via the EWC stream. Yeah, I'm not here the next couple of days. We've got a friend over the next couple of days, so I don't fly to EWC until Sunday. But we have a friend here over the weekend, so I'm just not going to be here. There's not much to cast anyway. And also, usually I like to take a couple of days off before we do big casts and big offline events, because I actually cast better when I take some time off before casting bigger events. So that's going to be the plan. So yeah, I'll not be here, and I will see you guys on the EWC stream. So thanks so much for watching, guys. I will send you guys to somebody. Who will I send you to? BabyMarine doing a solid 5-hour stream. 3 hours, 40 minutes in. Do we have a better contender than BabyMarine for a raid? How about Upper Tree? I've not rated Upper Tree in a hot second. I'll raid Upper Tree and just mix it up a little bit. Alright guys, I hope you have a great rest of your day. I'll see you guys next time. And peace out. Okay, guys, I'm not even going to run ads on the outro. Been that fast of a day. Alright guys, see you later. Bye.